to American Accent English Training. My name is Alyssa, and today we're just going to wrap things up with me encouraging you to keep practicing. Hopefully you've seen all the lessons by now, and you have heard all the different sounds that you need to make your pronunciation perfect. But it won't happen overnight. You have to practice it. So I just want to give you some general ideas of the best way to practice it, besides watching these lessons, of course. You can also practice in front of a mirror. Try, after watching a certain lesson, to go in front of the mirror and say those same words that you practice in the lesson in front of the mirror, to make sure that your mouth and your lips and your tongue are all in the correct shape when you are making the sounds. This is going to help you greatly. Try practicing for at least an hour a day and doing much of that in front of the mirror so you can see how you look. Secondly, and this is so important and I cannot stress it enough, you have to exaggerate. You might feel strange sticking out your tongue to make the TH sound, puckering up your lips to make the R sound, but you probably already have an accent. You already may not be opening your mouth wide enough, and if you don't over-exaggerate it, it will not come out correctly. Exaggerate it to the extreme, and you still probably aren't exaggerating it enough. Make your lips, your R, as far forward as you can. Stick out your tongue for the TH. Open your mouth to make the sounds. Don't feel embarrassed. There are sounds in English that you don't make in Spanish, and they can feel uncomfortable to you. I understand that, but the way I taught you to pronounce the sounds in these lessons is truly correct. If I told you you had to stick out your tongue, you have to stick out your tongue. I'm not just making this up. This is truly how we pronounce things in American English. So don't feel embarrassed. And the more you do it, the more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become doing it. Thirdly, I want you to remember to correct yourself. Many times a word will come out of your mouth, and as soon as you say it, you'll know you'll have pronounced it incorrectly. Don't just leave it like that. Change it. Pronounce it correctly. Change it so that it's the correct pronunciation. I have to do this in Spanish all the time. A word comes out of my mouth in Spanish, and I know it was wrong, and I have to go back and say it again. It's for the other people so they can understand what you're saying, but it's also for you so that you can practice. If you know how to say something correctly, then say it correctly, and make sure to correct yourself even after you've made a mistake. Okay, fourthly, remember to read out loud. If you have to read something in English, don't keep it to yourself. Don't just read it in your head. Read it out loud. It is an excellent form of practice. Even if you're just reading a picture book to a child, think about your pronunciation while you are doing it. Focus on how you're forming the words. This is a great way to practice. And if you think to yourself, I have no one to practice English with, open a book and read out loud. That can be your practice. The more you hear the correct way by watching these videos, the more you can correct yourself while you're reading out loud and practice. Okay, now the last thing is a fun piece of advice. Watch movies and TV series in English. Do not put the dubbing in Spanish on a movie filled with people who are speaking correct English pronunciation. Don't do that. If you're going to spend 2 hours watching something, spend those 2 hours listening to correct English. You can always put the subtitles on in Spanish if it will help you understand better, but listening to that correct English over and over again, that is what's going to help you. That is how you practice, by listening to it correctly and then repeating it correctly. This is a great way to practice your English, reading and also watching TV and movies in English. Okay, that is it. We have come to the end of all of our pronunciation tips. I hope you have learned so much. I hope you will watch these lessons over and over again until you feel that you have the pronunciation, American accent pronunciation, perfect. I know that you can do it. It's totally possible, and you will. If you keep practicing and keep a positive attitude, you will be speaking perfect, accent-free English in no time.